Good evening. So this poster describes the clinical reflections of myself, Jessica Fritz, as a master's student in the educational counseling program at Monmouth University. So I have been placed both at Lacey Township High School and at Lake Riviera Middle School. So both of those schools are within Ocean County, and so I focused on college prep and future aspirations for both. I worked with high school students and middle school students through check-ins, group therapy, and continued college or future ed meetings to help each client reach their goals and after high school options. For my middle schoolers, that looked a lot like vocational high schools or alternative high schools, for like theater, dance, or other opportunities like that. Many of my other middle school students were also very focused on the Ocean County Vocational Technical School, as was Lacey Township High School, as they partnered with them, and I worked with them towards their middle of sophomore year where they could put their applications in during January, February. I also had a lot of impact in my experience where the guidance department that I worked with was more goal-oriented in their strategies for student achievement and growth. I focused on a lot of lesson plans that pushed into freshman classes for what they should be aware of for their future and what opportunities they had available to them. I also worked with programming called No Place for Hate, and I attended conferences like the Kayak meeting, as well as recently the New Jersey College Fair that was large in Edison, and I think that was the NJACAC. So that was really interesting and really exciting to get hands-on experience with counselors in the field. I felt that I had a lot of knowledge on how to facilitate conversations surrounding the college search. I felt really empowered working with parents at the NJACAC for how to help their student find what college spoke to them and what they were looking for in their experience. I also felt that I was applying the same principles that I had applied in my first internship at Lacey Township High School to my second internship at Lake Riviera, because although the students were younger, they were also very curious and seeking their next chapter in life as they graduated from middle school and went up into high school. I also did a lot of group counseling with my students, based on their needs and what they were looking for, both in college and in their social relationships. I found that to be super rewarding and really helpful as a counselor to be able to grow. I really valued that class in my time at Monmouth. So as I'm wrapping up my second internship in my clinical reflection, I really felt that I am getting prepared for my next steps into my next position. And I continued to work at Lake Riviera with a younger population on these same principles that I was working on at the high school, with various educational materials and various different counselors in the building that I was working with, both the student assistance coordinators, a career counselor, and high school counselors. When I was at the middle school, I conferred with the high school counselors in which my students would be going up into. I also got a better understanding of Naviance and College Board and interpreting transcripts, and also how to write a strong letter of recommendation for my students, and I felt that was really valuable for them and also really valuable for me to have that experience. So this was my overall clinical reflection on my internship experience, and I've had a wonderful time learning about these core activities for my students. So thank you so much. I've definitely learned a lot from my advisor, Dr. Pompeo Fargnoli, and I've also learned a lot from my site supervisors, both at Brick and in Lacey.